Hello fellow knobheads and beat people, I'm George, the Gentleman Rocker, and welcome to the 5th episode of Modular Monday. In this series I want to show you my journey into the modular world, with all its side quests like synth DIY, new modules, new hardware, jamming on stuff. Yeah, all this and things I might not even think about right now will be part of this series. In this episode of Modular Monday, we'll take a look at my Aira EFX patches. Last week, well, it's 2 weeks ago, as there was Easter Monday last week and I had some quality time with my family. But 2 weeks ago, we took a look at the Aira Customizer, which is a software that lets you customize your Aira EFX modules. So you have 6 module slots that you can put virtual modules into. And yeah, you can build up some stuff. And that's what I did. I did a kick, snare and hi-hat generator for each of the modules. Besides that, I wrote a manual, how to use it, how to install it, deinstall it and stuff like that. So as I said, I walked through the customizer software in the last episode, so feel free to take a look there if you want to know more about it. But I used the software to build the kick, snare and hi-hat modules that you see there, and yeah, I fine-tuned them a little bit, built them up to be available for each of the modules. So there are 4 modules and you have to make one file for each. So you get 12 bin files, which are the patch files, and 12 WAV files. With that you can use your smartphone, tablet, notebook, whatever device you have that can play back WAV files and send these patches via the audio out to the remote in. As I said, there's a manual which describes how to do that and how to get rid of the stuff if you want to remove it without using the customizer software. And there is an info built into it how I sculpted the sound, so what I did to get the sound, for you to have an idea how to build your own and how to change it. And there are some tips about that too. So I will use my Varigate 4 Plus to trigger the sounds, but you might not have that specific sequencer. But what most of the entrance level Eurorack or EFX users have is the SQ1, which is a really small 2-row 8-step or 1-row 16-step sequencer from Korg. And yeah, I will use that and hack it a little bit to play my 3 sounds: kick, snare, hi-hat. So let's have a look. So let's patch this up from the beginning, step by step. As I wanted to try out and show off my 3 sounds in one patch without using an additional sequencer, just using the SQ1, I first patched the out of the first sequencer line to the kick. So it's a gate out to the kick. The second one goes to the snare. And with some gates set, we can produce a basic beat. What's missing right now is a steady hi-hat line over it. And trying the second sequencer for that, I realized that hit every step is first off kind of boring. It sounds really static and doesn't give the sound enough room. So using every other step feels better. Especially when you move the hi-hats in between the kicks and right now not sequence snare hits. So it's like an offbeat hi-hat. And as the clock out sends a clock specific every second beat clock trigger signal, you can use that to trick the system a little bit. So patching the second sequencer back to the snare and reprogramming it, I can use the clock out to trigger our hi-hats. As you can hear, the hi-hats are now on beat and not syncopated, so I shifted the whole beat one step to the left, leaving us with a nice beat. So if you already downloaded my patches and are sent here from the link within the manual, you might have read about the combo patches, or if you downloaded it later, you might have even found it. And then there is another video which probably is linked in the manual too. The combo patch is something I wanted to do for everyone that just have one of the Aira EFX modules. So I know some guys just got the Demora for a delay effect, or I first got the Torcido as I wanted this tube worms effect kind of thing. Yeah, I wanted to make a patch that plays kick, snare and hi-hat within one module. And as you can hear in the background, it works, but I don't really like the sound, so I will work on it a little bit more. It might be that you get this patch that's running in the back. It might also be that it sounds a little bit different. As I said, I don't really like the sound that much, but I only have 6 modules to play with, so there's not much room for improvement, but I will try some things out to maybe get a better patch. Whatever it will be, there will be a patch for each of the modules that you can use to generate kick, snare and hi-hat within one module. So basically what I could do is take my 4 modules and build a 12 drum sound mega drum synth. And as I said, in the manual there are some hints about where you can change the sound best. So you could do some different kick drums, and if you pitch them, you can do some disco tom-like stuff with it too. The snare sounds can be really long, so there's room to change up stuff. So what's up next week? I'm still waiting for my mini brute and I don't know when it will arrive. It's pushed back again, so I don't see the need to say it should be there next week, or it shouldn't even, it should be there in 2 weeks. But yeah, it might come earlier, as the dates may be only for the ones that now order, so I don't really know when my Mini Brute 2S will be here. But as it's the main part of my setup, there's a waiting game involved. Besides that, I ordered some DIY kits that I may show off. As you can see in the jam that will play after this, I put the hardest DIY from Dreadbox into my Eurorack. So it may be a possibility that there is an episode about that. We'll see. I hope you come around and watch next Monday. Subscribe to the channel. There's other stuff like the vlog. I do this modular madness stuff where I dive deep into some of the modules. So that might be interesting for you too. And speaking of subscribers, I jumped up 4 subscribers in the last 2 weeks. Thanks a lot. It really means a lot for me to see that this really interests people. Before that, if you take a look at my channel, it was like deep diving in, a lot of different stuff, trying out stuff. And I now want to focus on this and my music production that I will take on in the next weeks too. So that's the next step. So thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. Like the video if you liked it. And if there's something you want to know, want to discuss, want to tell me that sucks, write down in the comments below. And till the next video, I see you. Bye.